Hello and welcome to another episode of Coach and Coffee. Make sure you go get your coffee, then come back. We're drinking together. This is a fun little mug. It says, I think stay calm or pretend like it's on the lesson plan or something like that. I think one of my wife's students gave it to her as a present, and then when my sister-in-law was up here, she enjoyed it very much because she's a dance teacher, so sometimes you got to improvise. Fun thing. Before we get to today's topic, I'm lobbying to change the name of all days of the week, and instead of Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, they will now all just be called day. Every day will just be day. It'll be nearly impossible to track and it'll be really complicated for everyone, but at least then I will never have to see another post about someone saying, I can't believe it's Monday. It's just infuriating. Everyone lives for the weekend and just kind of zombies their way through the rest of the week. Very sad. Every day is a new day. Use your days wisely. On to the topic. So today we are going to talk about training specificity. If you don't know what specificity is, it's from the root specific. So you're just being specific with your training. It's a specific thing that you're training depending on your goal. So with training specificity, the easiest example I can give in OCR is running, because we're all running in OCR, or we should all be running if you want to do well or improve. Training specificity, the idea behind it is to get better at something, you have to do that thing. So if you want to get better at running, you have to run. I'll give you some examples of this. Say I'm newer to running, I'm newer to OCR, I'm just getting started in things and I want to start improving and increasing my times. So I start running 3 days a week, and each time I run 3 miles. That's training specificity. I'm training specifically for a certain goal, and the more I do that, work towards that goal, the better I will get at it, generally speaking. If you do that same program, so if I'm running 3 days a week, 3 miles each time, and I do that for 3 months, I will improve, but only to a certain point, because once my body adapts to that training load, to that training effort, to maybe I worked on my form throughout that time, so I got more efficient in my running and all that, there's only so far I can go in those 3 miles a day, 3 times a week. So if I want to improve more, if I want to improve for running a Spartan Super, which is now 10K, 6 mile, whatever, then I'm going to have to run at least 6 miles to work towards that training specificity. So I need to increase my mileage gradually, not just jump from 3 to 6, but I need to increase it to get better at it. So whatever your goal is, you need to train specifically for that goal. Last year I ran a 50K trail run just for fun to start off the season. I wanted to see if I could, and it was on the trails around me that I already ran some portions of, and I love it. So I trained specifically for that, which meant I had to increase my distance and my time out on the trails building up to that. If I had just continued running, though that is the particular form of physical effort being exerted, if I had just continued at my current training volume and mileage, I wouldn't have done very well at the 50K, but I increased it, so I was specific not only in what exercise was being done, but also how much of it was being done, the volume of it being done. Let me give you another example. Tire flips. Essentially, they're just a form of deadlift, but with a little extra movement at the top, because you have to actually push it over top. So it's a little bit different, but the initial lift is a deadlift. And to improve on your deadlifts, you have to do deadlifts, some form of deadlifts. There are other exercises you can do that'll help you get stronger through certain portions of a deadlift, like a squat will help, or rows will help. They'll help increase your back strength. The squats will help increase your lower body strength. You can do a lot of core exercises to increase your core strength, and all of those will help with a deadlift, but unless you're actually doing the deadlift, you'll never really get better at it. all the other pieces put together will be marginal increases, but if you actually train the deadlift, you'll get better. So it's extremely important that you learn to train with specificity. So if your goal is an ultra, train specifically for it. If your goal is a sprint, train specifically for it. If your goal is a high rocks race, you're going to have to train specifically for it in order to do well. Training specificity. This is a short video because it's right to the point. Be specific in your training, not only what exercises you're doing, but in what volume you're doing them or at what weight you're doing them. High rocks, you're going to have to push a, multi-100 pound sled. I believe they, are 500 plus pounds. Maybe there's some lighter ones for different competitions. I'm not sure. But you're going to have to push a multi-100 pound sled. If you can only push a 100 pound sled right now, just pushing a 100 pound sled more and more and more isn't going to help you to push a 400 pound sled more. You're building strength endurance, not the strength and power necessary to push the heavier one. So training specificity. Be specific in your training. That's something we try and give all of our clients. Everyone has a goal. Most people have just slightly different goals. Some people have really different goals. But in all of their goals, there are specific things that we have to hone in on and work on for that person to reach their specific goal. Be specific. That's all I have for you today. And I will catch you next time on Coach and Coffee.